Hi, I'm Tiger Woods here with Rory McIlroy and Nelly Corda. This is Tiger Talks. Ooh, yeah. Wow, look at this! You missed it, just a touch.
It's still so straight.
What driver are you playing now? That looks different.
The QI10 Max.
The Max one.
It's a little bigger head, but I'm a draw bias player.
Okay.
So I just felt like it was the shape I wanted. And I also don't like to see the ball going really high. I'm more of a penetrating ball flight, a little lower, more controlled, and a baby draw. Baby draws.
We got two drawers here.
No fades.
This is a good win for the draw, though.
Yeah, it is. I'll just hit a few then. Are you going to critique my swing?
You're just going to hit.
Okay.
So, Nelly, when you're swinging well, obviously the ball goes right to left.
Yes.
When you're having a day or a shot or uncomfortable hole, when you're not feeling comfortable on that shot, you still try and draw it, or you just try and hit a cut, a low cut, or you try and hit a higher ball, a straighter ball,
I mean,
smooth, whatever your feels are.
So it depends. I'll hit like a knockdown, kind of a control-y shot if I'm not feeling too well, if I'm not hitting it well. But typically I just try to stay the same ball flight throughout my entire round. So I aim it a little right and kind of draw it back in.
I want to see this knockdown.
This knockdown? Okay.
This is going to be not a great win because it's dead downwind. It's not going to go very high.
Maybe
but
it'll
it's
help
kind of
me.
cool. You even call it a knockdown.
Yeah.
Knockdown driver.
A little control-y.
Oh, dude, that is cool.
So a little shorter finish.
Yeah.
A little bit more in the middle of my stance, and I just try to hit down on it.
Get on top of the golf ball?
Correct, yeah. Well, I already kind of have the ball position.
2.2.
Yeah. My ball position is already a little bit more back in my stance compared to probably you. You probably take it off your inside of your left foot, right?
Yeah.
For me, it's probably, I don't know, a couple balls more in the middle.
What about if you want to take advantage of this wind and send one?
Yeah.
What would you do then that's different?
I would probably lean a little bit more back on it just to try to get the ball flight a little higher.
Would you move the ball up in your stance a little bit?
A little, yeah, but I start to lose it a little right when I do that.
Okay.
So.
Does the tee height change?
Yes, a little. I do like to tee it up a little lower than normal.
You can. I got small tees, so.
I like that. So if I do want to send it up a little higher, like let's say I'm trying to take an aggressive line over a tree, then I will place it more in the front of my stance and I'll lean a little back on it.
At address?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that'll work. Great swings. Great job, Nelly.
More ball speed out of that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, I feel
you
like.
can send it, right? That's your sender.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what is my spin?
That's up for her, 0.6.
2.2.
Yeah.
The others were 2.5.
Were they? Honestly, I don't really play around too much with my driver. As I said, I like to feel like it's just consistent throughout the day. I mean, on the LPGA Tour, I can carry majority of the drivers just with my standard swing. Like, I never try to crush it because I like fairway finders.
Yeah.
Do you ever hit it the other way? Do you ever try to hit it
Fade
left
it?
or right?
No, never.
Look at her eyes.
No, see my eyes? No, I'm definitely scared of fades. When I fade it, then you know that I'm like jerking my head forward and I'm starting to hit it on the heel.
Okay.
I just have a natural in to out path, and I've tried to dabble with the
Is that
fades.
because of your family background?
With the tennis, yeah.
Yes.
I guess maybe you could blame it on that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like the fades just don't suit my eye.
Yeah.
And two, it's just, I hit it heely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
just
get it.
not a good
Makes sense.
strike. I'll hit one more. See ya.
Yeah, I think
Nice
that max
there.
driver is perfect for you.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Pretty good.
That's good. Really good.
But that's usually my standard ball flight.
Yeah, I wouldn't change from your standard ball flight either if I had that.
280,
Mm-hmm.
291. Yeah, it's
Almost
perfect.
25. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect spin.
I'm not even swinging that hard, guys.
So you don't need
Just
to.
feel-
No, you don't
Yeah.
need to.
But yeah, this is a spin rate I usually like to be around.
All right, Rory. You've been, obviously, you just won your 53rd DP World title.
Yep, that's it.
Playing
Catch-
unbelievable.
Catching up to Monty,
Um,
even though he only would have won 2 of them, if you remember that tour.
you're playing unbelievable golf the entire year. Have you done anything different with your driving this year as an evolution? Or, or just continuation of what you were doing?
Yeah, just a continuation. I think the one thing that I would say over the last couple of years that I've done is probably add just a couple more shots to my repertoire. I mean, you know, we've played a ton of golf together for the last decade plus, and like I was always dropping it on the inside, hitting up on it, and sort of just hitting that draw the whole time, which is good and it's consistent, but sometimes it could get me into trouble as well. So just tried to play around a little bit with lower ball flights and maybe hitting it a little bit left or right at times, and just trying to be a little bit more consistent. I think for me, if I can get I hit the ball far enough, so if I can just get my driving accuracy just a touch up.
Did you find that it feels like you've opened up more golf courses to your advantage, which is your driver?
Yeah,
Be able to move the ball either way now?
absolutely. I think for me, you know, I used to have the mindset of, oh, I'm not going to go there because it doesn't suit me or I don't like it.
Correct.
Where I feel like I'm now able to play golf courses, even if they don't suit my eye as much, I'm still able to figure out a way to get the ball around and to compete on tracks that I maybe didn't compete on.
That is correct.
Before.
So
Well
you're
said.
saying, like, even with the amount of different shots that, let's say, you've learned this year, are you still very confident in each and one of them?
Yeah, I think yes, I am. I think the more you do it, the more confident you'll become. But I think for me, especially off the tee, when I drive at my worst is when I like try to guide it.
Yeah.
That's when
You
it
ever seen
starts
this
to
guy
go.
drive the ball?
That's when it sort of goes
it's so
everywhere.
impressive. I haven't been on tour in a while, so correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you go to a shorter driver?
Yeah, so I went to a shorter shaft at the start of last year.
Okay.
Yeah, so just a little more control. I probably hit it out of the middle of the face a little bit more as well.
And
more
smash factor
consistent.
went up, but you still hit the ball same distance with a shorter driver with more control.
Yeah, more control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And you actually don't swing it that much slower either. I mean,
I find you don't.
Yeah.
But what was your miss with, let's say, a longer driver? Heel or?
So I think the longer driver, when I got up to the top and it was
Got
long,
underneath
it would just want to fall behind me.
Drop, yeah.
Yeah, and then I'd miss it both ways.
Yep.
I'd either push it right or I'd hit this like
Slinger
big
left.
slinger
Yeah.
left. Yeah. So I feel like with this little bit of a shorter shaft, I can keep the club just a little more in front of me on the way down.
Like your wrist locked in more from the top to the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just is a little more easier just to get down in front of me, and then more consistent. I can hit that fade that I haven't hit a ton. So
You guys are both interlock too, right?
yeah.
See, I'm overlap. Oh yeah.
That was a lunch
bit of
ball.
a-
That was a toe lunch ball.
There's one thing that's interesting.
A little bit of a different attack angle.
1900.
Yeah.
It's interesting. You've always been a person that loved a square-looking driver with a stronger face at address.
Yes.
That face never got open on you at address. You like it.
I do. I like
it's
almost
it's
toe
strong.
it in a
toe
little
it
bit.
in a little bit, right?
Yeah. I've always liked that look.
Yep.
And to me as well, I when I toe it in, I can't swing right. You know, so
Yes,
like
I know, I totally get it.
It gets me to swing on the right path.
Get it. Is that
That's
pretty or what?
nice. That is very nice.
He just chipped at 180.
So do you close your face already when you grip it, or
It's, I think.
It's right
just
when he takes it
before
away.
you
Yeah,
take it?
Right
Okay.
when he takes it back, he'll kind of monkey around a little bit, and right before he takes it back, he gets strong.
Yeah. See, I've done that too, but then I've always kind of like snapped my wrist kind of forward before I take it back.
Yeah. So to me, it's always just I think as well, like we've talked about this, sometimes I have a tendency to get the club face going a little too open on the way back too.
Yeah.
So it sort of gets me feeling like the club face looks at the ball a little more on the way back.
Can you hit that little kisser cut out there?
Yeah.
You know?
Little control-y, as Nelly calls it.
Yeah, a little control-y.
Yeah.
Just a little mwah out there.
So I get a little closer to it, stand a little taller.
You do. That's interesting. You stand taller to it.
Yeah.
So it hits on the
Because I
bottom
feel
of
it when
the
I'm
club face?
taller,
So
I
you get on
can't
top?
I can't do that as much. So I feel like I keep my right side high.
That's interesting. So that's a way for you to feel like you're on top of the golf ball.
Yeah.
Oh,
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Before we go, can you send one?
Yeah.
You feel good enough to send one?
Yeah, I'll
I
send
know.
one.
Well, ish. How about just
Ish.
ish?
Oh, really?
Oh my God, I'd sky it. There'd be a sky mark on my
It would-
driver.
Mine would have a
Oh my
mark on the
God.
top.
You missed it just a touch.
But it's still so straight.
184.
Oh my gosh, attack angle 8.6.
Yeah, but
That would give me nightmares for me.
even though when I do it, when I try and do what you just did there, right? I try and send one, my spin rate goes up every single time.
Yeah, my spin rate goes down because I just swing more up on it.
When I swing up on it, for some reason, I catch the bottom of the face
Right,
a lot.
okay,
So I'm
yeah.
always catching the bottom of the face, spinning it just a touch more.
Yeah.
Where do you like to live in, like spin rate?
2200.
Okay.
That's a little.
So you can go either way with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if I, like that was obviously teed up really, really high. If I tee it up a little more, like closer to what you do, it should, the spin should come up a little bit more.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love for Rory to have that option right there. He's always had that bomb and a high one, but that's like that he just added like 2 new shots to his game that he can now play. I think the reason why you've been so good in all the biggest events and all the majors, they're all different, but you have so many more tee shots, and that's your weapon.
Yeah.
And now you're able to use your weapon, more often than not.
Yeah.
Instead of it being taken away from you.
Exactly, yeah. Even somewhere like, I know you didn't play last year, but like LACC,
Yeah.
where it's just a different test than what we usually get, and just being able to hit shots and figure it out, and it's definitely, it's made a big difference in my game, for sure.
Well, good stuff. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the insight.
A little different. 2 different attack angles.
I wish I could do
Yeah,
that.
that's like, so that's a good, like, normal.
See, that would be like the absolute most I could absolutely launch it at 4.6.
I want to see if I can launch one. There's probably no chance, but wait, you just barely put the tee in?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my God. Okay.
Get that thing way up in your stance too.
Yeah, but you also aim a little for the left foot too.
Exactly. Ooh, yeah.
Wow, look at this!
Maybe this one's gonna be my new one over trees.
Good
Oh,
spin.
you didn't get it.
Oh no!
The only one we didn't get. But your launch actually came up.
Yeah, my
15,
spin
You were
rate
at
went
10.
down.
Yeah.
Came up 5 degrees right there.
Wow. Not bad. Maybe that's
So you see, listen, you always got to question others. How do you do it? And the thing is, what I've learned from talking to all the predecessors before me that I've played against and younger players like you guys, feel and real are different.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of the things. But always pick someone's brain and find out what they're feeling, and then listen.
Yeah.
Because you say it different ways. I hit the cut the same way as you do, but I say it differently and feel it differently.
Yeah, exactly.
But we're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
You hit a choke down, knockdown shot. That's like my little stinger that I do the same thing, but I would say it differently.
Yeah. I mean, for sure. I mean, I don't know how many times I would. For me, it's like all about comfort because I like to have the same release pattern. My release pattern is the same for all my clubs. So that's, for me, it's like all about being very comfortable on the golf course. And I feel like we play golf courses that are very draw biased. The majority of the women, I think, draw the golf ball versus fade. I mean, you can probably find maybe 5-ish girls that actually fade the golf ball. So for me, I think one consistent ball flight has worked for me with driving distance and driving accuracy.
Yeah, you have to adapt to the courses that you're playing and
Correct,
the tests that you're. Yeah.
Except obviously with majors, we've, like, let's say Pebble this year, I would say that was more of a draw bias. No, when I played Pebble for the first time
I would
ever,
say so.
like two.
Yeah, but there are some holes. If you can hit a hot cut, you can run it out quite a bit, like
9, 10.
10, exactly. You got to cut it on 14.
10, don't even talk to me about 10. I found the right beach there twice.
I played there one time that I couldn't even get to the fairway on 10.
Oh yeah?
It was blowing so hard and raining so hard.
Yeah.
I hit 4-iron on 7.
Okay.
Yeah, and I hit driver 6-iron to 18. So we had that when it was blowing, 40. It just, that golf course is so wild and so crazy.
Yeah.